Hey, basketball coaches, I hope that everyone's being healthy during this quarantine period. This is a video for basketball coaches who just want to get ready for the next season. So what we're going to be showing you today is some set Horns basketball plays that transition into a set 4-out basketball offense. These are back-to-back set plays that you can run within 24 seconds. Let's get down to the clipboard. Let's check these out. The first few are going to be up against man-to-man defenses. The next few are going to be up against zone defenses. So let's check these out. So this first play, what we're going to have is player 4. He's going to go up and set a screen for player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen, and at the same time, player 5 is setting a screen down for player 3. Player 1 is going to use that screen, and player 4 is going to be rolling towards the basket. Now, player 4 may be open for a basket, and player 1 may be open for a three-point shot, so both of those are basic options. If neither of those are open, we're going to be having player 3 popping up top, and we're going to look to reverse that ball. And what I mean by reverse is we're going to be reversing it around, and we will be popping it over towards this corner in just a second. Now, of course, we could have player 3 taking that shot. That isn't a great option. But now, if he's not open, we're going to have player 5 setting a screen down for player 4 who's going to be popping out. And now, player 3 could pass over to player 4 for that three-point shot. Now, if player 4 is not open, now what we can run is a 4-out play. So we have 4 players out against a man-to-man defense. What we're going to be looking to have here is just a quick and simple player 5 setting a screen up for player 3. Player 1 is going to be setting a screen down for player 2. Player 2 is going to be using that screen. Player 3 is going to be using that screen. And player 3 is going to have 2 different options. He may have player 5 rolling towards the basket for a layup. He could take a three-point shot for himself as well, or he could pass over to player 2 for a three-point shot for player 2. Now these are both plays that can be ran back-to-back against a man-to-man defense and do work really well against zone defenses as well, but they do work better against man-to-man because there are screens involved. Now, this next play can be ran against both a man and zone as well. Now this next play, what we're going to have is player 4 setting a screen for player 5. Player 5 is going to be popping out towards that free throw line extended, and player 1 is going to be passing him the ball. Of course, if he's open, player 5 could take that shot or drive towards the rim. We're not going to be limiting any player's abilities. However, if he's not open, what we're going to be looking to run now is a double staggered screen away for player 3. So player 3 is going to be using both of those players as screens, and we're going to be looking to have player 3 get that ball for a three-point shot. If he's not open for that three-point shot, what we're going to be looking to do now is have player 4, he's going to run up and set a screen for player 1. Player 3 is going to dribble over towards this side, and we're going to be having player 1 pop out towards that corner. If player 1's open, he could take that shot. If he gets that ball and player 4 steps out, player 4 blue can then roll towards the basket and may be open for a pass. So that would be a pass over to player 1. And if there's a switch, a pass to player 4 for a layup. Now, whether or not this ball gets stuck in this corner, this next part is going to be the exact same. What we're going to be having, whether or not that ball goes into that corner, is player 4. We're in a 4-out at this point, by the way. We're going to have a double screen away for player 2. Now player 2 has a decision. Will player 2 take player 5 as a screen, or will he take player 4 as a screen? It all comes down to who he thinks he can beat. If this was a switch, he may want to go towards that low post. If this was not a switch, he's definitely going to want to go and pop out to that three-point line. Player 3 is going to pass over to player 2. If not, and let's say player 1 had that ball where you just want player 3 to set a screen so player 1 can have that decision to pass to player 2 or to pass to player 2 down low, one or the other. And at this point, we're going to be running really close to the end of that 24-second shot clock. If you're running, obviously, a shot clock. And then, let's say player 2 is not open. Player 1 wasn't open. We're now going to be having player 4 set a screen for player 5, and player 5 will be our final option, obviously, if we have time. Now, I will warn you, these plays are not simple, easy plays. These are not plays that you're going to be running with a grade 7 or 8 basketball team unless they're ridiculously smart when it comes to basketball. These are plays that you're going to be probably running at that grade 12 level, or if you're a little bit older in a men's league, you might run these in a men's league if you've got some advanced players. But generally speaking, these are not easy plays. So if you were going to run one of these sets, you'll probably want to run them only maybe one to see if it works with your team, and if it does, then you might be able to add a few more. Okay, so now in this next play, we're going to be going up against a 3-2 zone defense. You could also run this against a 2-3 zone defense as well. So what we're going to be having is a screen out towards the wing defender. At this point, we're going to be having player 5. He's going to be going down towards the low post, and we're going to be having player 2. He's going to be cutting across towards the high post. At this time, player 4 is going to pop out, and we want player 1 to pass to player 2. Now, there's quite a few different reasons for this, and a couple of different options as to why this is. Number 1, if player 5 red comes up, that's a high to low pass for an easy layup. If player 3 pops in, then we now have player 3 blue open for a 3-point shot along the wing. Now, if this is not open, what I want to see happen is player 5, I want him to pop out, and now we're overloading this side. Now we have player 5 who's defending player 2. Player 3 is going to be moving down to defend both of these players. We are now isolating one defender for 2 offensive players. We now want to have player 2 passing out to player 3. Player 3 could take that shot. Oh yeah, by the way, we're in that 4 out now. And now, if player 3 red was to go up and defend player 3 blue, we can do one extra pass for player 5 to take that 3-point shot. So that last play is a bit easier to run versus those man-to-man offenses, but I hope that these plays help your team win more games, of course, when the season comes back. Anyways, I will see you guys again in our next video, and I'm now doing live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.